Fixed income apartments. Interest rates are supposed to be coming down. The list price decrease of the week, Los Gatos house of the week. As well as that, we're going to also talk about highs and lows. Downtown San Jose hotel turning into mixed income apartments. Mixed income. I guess that means low income as well as high income. San Jose is taking a hotel that I think it's on First Street near the airport. And it's over the next 5 years, they're going to take 140 affordable apartments or hotel rooms and turn them into affordable apartments. 72 would be permanent supportive housing and path ventures, meaning low income. San Jose is setting an example by collaborative, innovative solutions. This is a great way to say that we're putting a dent into the low housing and affordability housing crisis that we've all, and it's not just San Jose, it's all over America and Canada and many parts of the world. Housing has become an issue. And I'm glad that they're doing this. Could they do more? Absolutely. I think that there's a lot of things that you're going to see San Jose convert into, as well as other metropolitan areas over the next decade, 20 years. And it's important for us to understand that we can't all just buy $5 million houses. Just one of those things, right? So this 150 room complex, I think it's a great start to it. I'm sure it's experimental. Is it perfect? Is it the perfect answer? Absolutely not. But at least they're trying. It's off of Second Street. But good for them. Good for San Jose. Good for the people that are doing that. Gas prices, real quick, $3.77 over here, San Tomas Aquino area. So $3.77, that's the lowest in the land. Good for them. Mortgage rates are coming down. They're not coming down just yet. I saw a report yesterday that we're going to see threes. I don't know about that. There's certain places that are claiming to go three. What does that mean to the consumer? Maybe we'll see it go down to five. I don't know. We'll see. Banks like HSBC and some other places are claiming that. We'll see what happens in the next week. But if you're thinking about refinancing, now's the time to start talking to your lender. List price decreases. Believe it or not, we've had 65 total decreases. This is cumulative throughout Santa Clara County, not just the last week. Cumulative houses that have been on market for over X amount of days, they decreased their price. So I took a quick shot here and looked at Arabian. This is a Shea house, has 12 whole photos. You can see that the agent did a fine job staging. I would have moved that. Guys, put that in your garage. Really put stuff that doesn't belong in the house into a garage or storage. You're going to move. You're showing the company, the buyers that come through that you want to move. Now this might be a rental, so I can't really tell you which way. Yeah, and you're taking photos. Look at that. This thing's falling off the wall. There's food everywhere, dishes. That's not how you do photos. This is never ever do that. This house, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. I sold a house like this over down the street on Canoas Creek a couple years ago, and it's a fantastic layout. Actually, I sold the same type of house on Purple Vale. They're great homes. They're very exclusive, so that you have a lot of different options as to where you want to hang out. There's upstairs, downstairs. There's a living room and family room. Lots of great options for you, and it's a great house. 1.69. I think, again, I probably would have lowered the price and attracted the market instead of tried to be a market maker. But that's my strategy. This person obviously is in no hurry to sell. 120 days on market, and it's the difference between getting a realtor that's going to do the basic versus somebody that can come in and really market your house. And everything about this house is great except for the marketing. Los Gatos house of the week, $2.7 million. This is a beautiful house. Let's take a look at it. I would love to live in a house like this. It has this taste and flair of a craftsman, very well appointed. See how nice and clean the counters are? Stainless steel everywhere. That's how you do it. And if your style is craftsman, having wood trim, that's part of it. Depending on how your house is set up or what kind of house you're detailing, you want to have the house look completely the same. So this house is going to sell pretty quick. It's only been on market a couple days, 35 days. It might be a little bit overpriced. The beautiful part about this is it's walking distance to downtown Los Gatos. You can go down, have a few drinks, eat dinner, have some fun, and then walk back, and then you're done. Tuesdays, highs and lows. Here we go right here. The top one was 100 or 124, 124% over list price. The original list price on this was $1 million. That's how you attract the price, right? You might have gotten 10, 15, 20 offers. That's good. That's healthy marketing, right? When you have that. When you have the house sit on market for a long time, it tends to take a lot longer to sell. So the highest sold home, let's open this up for you, is in Los Altos Hills, sold for $7.6 million, La Cresta Ave. This is not my listing. Let's take a look at the house itself. I would have started with the house. What do I know? So what I like about this house is that it's large and roomy and it's very expansive. It's dated though. It shows everything that about it is dated. We're looking styles that have been updated from, I want to say like the 80s and 90s to the last couple of years. So they didn't even bother changing out the fridge, and you're asking $7 million for a house. People are looking for stainless steel, but here's the thing. Here's something that I want you to realize. This house is probably going to be torn down. Somebody paid $7.6 million for it. It took no days on market. The value is in the land. So what people are doing, if it's over an acre, there's a lot of value in those homes because they can tear them down and put mansions on them. I bet if you look in a year time, go back to La Cresta Drive, you're going to see this house being built out as a major mansion. And that's what's happening with these homes. 10, 15 years ago, people were doing the same thing in Willow Glen. They would buy a house for $600,000 or $700,000, tear it down and put a McMansion on it. Nowadays, the tastes are a little bit more refined. People are thinking Los Altos Hills, if it's over an acre, it has a lot of value to me, and I can put a lot of stuff on it, including a large house. I can put a pool back there. I can put also a tennis court, etc. So we saw it last week where we saw a house sell, a 1,200 square foot house with 5 acres in the hills back there, sell for almost $10 million. So chances are this is going to be torn down. Okay, next one. The lowest priced house in Santa Clara County is Church. It sold for $765,000. Took 31 days to sell. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, or 1.5 bath, 1,159 square feet, built in 1963. This is the standard ranch house. Not much to it. This is a nice house. It's a very standard house for $765,000. That's what you get, right? Tomorrow, I think we're talking about what you get for $1 million. Maybe Thursday, but still, this is a great standard home in Gilroy. The next one is Croft Drive, the largest list price to sales price ratio spread, which was 24%, 25% over list price. Listed at $1 million, sold for 1.3. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square feet in San Jose, built in 1985. Let's take a quick look at this house. Vacant. Somebody would be like, why didn't they stage it? Couldn't they sell it? A lot of people decide not to do it. It's hard to do photos like this because it really doesn't give the depth or the value or whatever the reason of that room is. Could be the living room, could be a bedroom, right? But when you have a house, you're selling it as is, and it's your parents' house that you put them into, they moved into a home, or they just don't want to deal with it, or they passed on. A lot of times the children are not going to spend the extra money to stage it. As long as you list that price low and attract the market, you're going to sell the house. This is nice that they did this. I do this to every one of my listings because I want buyers to see what they're buying. And having a floor plan helps. Now, understand these are approximate. This is all done automatically with computers. I use a service that takes care of this for me, and they're not going to be exact. So if you come back to me during the open house and tell me, I just did all the square footage and it's 50 square feet less. Yeah, it's approximate. Come on, it's a computer. It's just to give you a basic idea of the layout. All right. This is the biggest loser of the week, 81% off of original list price. Original list price was 1.4, sold for 1.35. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath up in Jackson Oaks. Now, this is a nice house. It just was overpriced, and it was on market 120 days, built in 1976. And guys, don't do this. This is the ultimate in cheese. Don't put overlays like that. Just don't. I get the message. The message is very clear. But if it's taken 120 days to sell your house, you don't need to wrap it up in bows. Sorry. See, now this is awesome. You're at the end of a cul-de-sac. Actually, I looked at a house over here a couple years ago. This is nice because you have extra parking, you have a pool, you might have a decent view, probably not because you're on the back end. This is where the big reservoir is. By the way, they're emptying it out, fixing the dam. So if you're buying it in 5 years, they'll have it fixed, 5 or 10 years maybe, if you're lucky. Now, this house is a little dated. When you're looking for a house and you're comparing it against other houses, if you think your house is worth, say, $1.6 million and it's really worth 1.3, and the agent comes and tells you it's worth 1.3, is because the market is telling you that's what they're willing to pay for the house based on the location, the market, and the current condition of the property. And when your house looks like it's dated, like it's 1976, and everything's dark, you have to really take a step back. I would have taken a little bit of time to paint the cabinets here, paint them white or gray or beige, and made it look a little bit more modern. The tile here, the tile backsplash, it's screaming 1970s, 1980s, right? And if you're asking for a premium, typically a premium buyer means that they're looking for a completely turnkey, fully remodeled house. Just keep that in mind when you're pricing out a house, right? There's a lot of variables to it. Look, there, compared to other homes in this area, you could have trim around the windows. You could have updated or painted the shelves there. The bathroom is not updated. The easiest thing to do is paint. It's cheap, right? It's 25 bucks for a gallon of paint these days. Paint that out and then make it look a little bit more modern, right? This house is screaming 1970s, 1980s. Yeah, you're going to have a nice backyard, but look, I would have done something, landscaped it. So while buyers are looking at homes that fit their needs, they're not looking for your house specifically in 1 mile radius, right? Now, if you're looking at a house that's worth, let's say, 1.3, they're not just looking at your house in your neighborhood with a 1 mile radius. They're looking at every house all over San Jose or Morgan Hill or Los Altos, and they're comparing apples to apples, oranges to oranges. And if your house doesn't meet every aspect of it, they're going to say next. They're going to look at the house next door, the other house that's for sale, because they want the best value for them. They have access to every house that's on the market. And when you have it priced accordingly based on location, market, and property condition, and you list it just below the market, you're going to have a lot of offers and a lot of less stress, and you're going to get the house sold based on what the market commands. And the buyer determines the price, not the seller. Keep that in mind. This one is a perfect example because I could tell you that there's probably 4 or 5 other houses in Jackson Oaks and then down on the hill that are around the same price. And if they're looking at that compared to another house, maybe a half a mile away, or let's say 4 miles away, and it's completely updated, turnkey, brand new flooring, brand new kitchen, brand new bathrooms, everything is painted, everything looks modern, they're going to choose that house over this. And they're going to let that sit. And there's a lot of choices. So be realistic with pricing. That's that. Today we talked about San Jose converting hotel into apartments. Gas prices are coming down. Mortgage rates are coming down. The houses are being reduced in price. If they're sitting over 15, 20 days, that means you're overpriced, right? And then Los Gatos on Bachman Ave, and the highs and lows. Hope that helps. I hope this information is helpful. If you have any other questions or statistics that you want me to research, I'm happy to do that for you. It's always fun for me to dig through and find different types of ways to presenting data. I'm a numbers nerd these days, but it's fun for me to be